What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of June 18th. I know I said that yesterday. It was Sun Square Neptune over the last couple days. It's been a little foggy, okay? It's getting better. But for the weekend of June 18th and the 19th of 2022, astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to be back in the office here with you doing a live. I haven't done a live horoscope since a week and a half ago, which is wild because I've been doing that for months now. So, yeah, we're all kind of starting to get back a little bit, or at least I am. I'm starting to get back a little bit. So, wishing you all the best. First thing is I'm going to launch a little school. I'm going to start this school probably the first week of July. I haven't picked out the exact dates yet. And this weekend, I'm going to get the website ready to sell and have it. But it's going to be $100. It's going to be from a beginner course all the way to as far as I go. It's everything I do with readings to horoscopes, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to teach it. And I'm going to start off from the very basics and go through all the basics are so important. So a lot of it, the first 2 or 3 weeks is going to be just all the little intricacies, the little important stuff that is so important from, basic planets, the astronomy of the planets, the Greek mythology of the planets, all these different ways to look at them. I'm going to show you some evolutionary astrology stuff that's super cool that I have from Jeffrey Wolf Green. I'm going to, everything I got. I'm going to teach you guys and show you what I do. So that's what I'm going to build this weekend after Disclosure Fest, which is this Saturday today. So if you're in the LA area and you want to go there, go get a ticket. I'll see you there. David's going to be doing a talk. I'm going to be helping him film, and hopefully I'll do a talk there someday too, or something like that. But yeah, look out for that school. I'm going to try and drop it Monday, maybe Sunday night, and I'm super excited. That's my Jupiter square Jupiter is this school. Kind of funny. I pretty much get the rest of the year of Jupiter square Jupiter. So fun times. And Jupiter square my midheaven. So definitely feeling like this Jupiter is pushing me to share knowledge of astrology. So my 9th house ruler too. So if any, I'll teach you that stuff too, how to start using different planets and when they get hit and moving them to the house system and readings and composite relationship stuff. Everything I do, I'm going to show you in that school. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be live. And I'm looking forward to doing something more than just the horoscopes with everybody. Also, if you would like a reading, be happy to do one for you. www.fixedairmoon.com. And, we can go deep and see what you've been through, what you're going through, what's coming, the deeper layers of your birth chart, progressions, solar arcs, a lot there too. So, yeah, I appreciate you all. Let's look at the horoscope for this weekend now that I'm done promoting myself. We're going to see the sun at 27 degrees of Gemini. We're getting to that edgy part of Gemini and definitely bringing up a lot of curiosity because we've had to go through the mist, the fog of Neptune, and we're breaking off of that, and we're coming off the trine to Saturn. So there's been a lot of this energy, but the moon's going to cross over Saturn on Saturday and start to solidify our emotions around where we need to be more objective, where we need to be more clear, more, a little bit more decided. There's decisions that come up, there's things that need to be done. It's taking all the information, kind of putting it together, and then taking it to a place where you can communicate it, express it, be curious, and kind of look at what you really want to fixate and hold on to, but also what needs to be mutable and, switch up, change around. That does make more sense factually. It makes more sense for your future. People in life with Aquarius, friends, this is definitely going to be, I think some solid energy for having talks that need to be had, having conversations. A lot of relationship energies coming up because Venus is done with the North Node, but it's squaring Saturn as well, and the moon's going to square that Venus too. So I'll be honest, this Venus square Saturn and the moon, it's looking just on a mundane level, really gnarly for stocks, crypto. It's South Node Scorpio, which is now at 21 degrees. So we've just been sitting at that 22-degree mark for a very long time. And finally, the nodes have moved to 21 degrees. So we're about to see more of this, illusion of what the stock market was doing. Scorpio rules investments. And this Venus square Saturn is going to be gnarly. So be careful with your investments. If you're investing, it's not the time. It's time to create. It's time to work. Physical stuff, like the stuff you're actually putting out there, will do good for you. Hoping and wishing on other things, other powers to make money for you, and what these markets are doing. Very sketchy game to play right now. Can be played, but be careful. But also in terms of relationships with Venus here in Taurus, I mean, square Saturn, like it's definitely not the most fun thing for relationships. We could be seeing where relationships are being tested. Do they have the glue? Are they going to stick? Are they going into the future? Are they built around, a much higher frequency of connection, a very high value system, but you're also getting a good look at where relationships in life don't have the same value system, or where people don't. And, I would say this is where big decisions come about being able to express how you really feel about your values with the moon trine the sun. Anytime you're expressing what you really wish to connect to right now, it's going to pay off way better for you in the future within terms of people and within your own self-worth and value, because other people will know where you stand, you'll know where you stand, and it's just going to be more helpful now. But we're starting to see where relationships are going. But then check this out. Black Moon Lilith is sitting on Eros, and, Eros is about to square Neptune. Black Moon Lilith has been squaring Neptune. The sun just squared Neptune. It's like, we do not want to be delusional about what the truth is, about what we want with relationships, with passion, love, intimacy, and do they really fit into your environment right now, about where you want to go with your values in your life? And I think that this is where you just don't want to let stuff just slide. It's too serious of a time with Venus square Saturn. So, being straightforward right now is going to be the way to win anything in life. You're going to feel so much better, and you're going to feel so much more empowered and in your value if you do that. And we're seeing Mars and Chiron break apart. Thank God. This last week with Mars Chiron was very, I think a lot of sides in life were trying to play a victim. And this is where, people who stood up for themselves and empowered themselves, they did better. Definitely in terms of their identification and definition of the life of value that they're trying to move forward with. So there was a lot of healing that took place over the last week, and I think that this is another test here of like, are you going to take the hints? Are you going to take the lesson? Are you going to keep going towards better things, valuable things, or are you going to get tossed around in this like turnstile of the universe with all this Neptune action that's been going on, especially with that full moon in Sag that was T square Neptune. It's just sun square it's just been very Neptunian. So we don't want to just, yes, we want to flow, but you don't just want to be some kind of pushover in life right now. You got to be solid and strong. Mercury's out of shadow coming into this weekend too. So we are about to start seeing things move fast, especially with Mercury and Gemini. A lot of information's about to start coming out in life. And, this is where you could be putting information out or taking it in, but things are definitely in a place where, it's time to take the wheel. It's time to drive this, vehicle, and start creating and start, making a reality out of what makes really, positive sense to you. And if it doesn't, there's a reason why it doesn't. And if you just try and get lost in it doesn't make sense, then you're not paying attention to the facts and the truth and having the, big conversations, the big talks that are actually going to be more beneficial to you. So Saturday's pretty wild. The sun's also quincunx by the evening over to Pluto, and Pluto's about to come to 27 degrees too by the end of this weekend. So it's like there's a lot of things about where you want to go right now that take a very in-depth look, and you have to be very honest with yourself and honest with people around you about your value, about self-worth. Being confident right now and not being a victim will take you so far. But you have to trust that, and it's like it feels like Saturday. It's like not easy, you know. It's like we have to suck it up a little bit and just accept the truth, and we'll be good. Sunday, get the sun at 28 degrees. So now we're really starting to manifest that truth. We're really starting to create that environment that we want. I think that Saturday is a little bit more difficult. The moon does finish off Saturday in Pisces. So it's almost like by the evening in Saturday, it's like, okay, kind of get into it, like just breathe, feel things. You had to make some objective choices in life and talks and decisions. Now it's about like really being in a creative spot there, because by the time we come to Monday, we're going to see the moon square the sun at 29 of Gemini. So Monday's going to be a circus. So Sunday almost feels like, okay, deep breaths, deep breaths. We also do see the square from the moon to Mercury, bringing up, having to have those emotional conversations, having to express your vulnerabilities. But it can be beautiful. It can be like heartfelt and really bring out the truth that is positive about where things are going and what you're creating. And we're done with the quincunx. It's going to break off of that Pluto. And then it's like we really saw the deeper truth. And it's just about making the decisions and being strong within what your ultimate goal of who you are and where you're going is, and how to start shifting things in that way. And it's like the truth is so obvious right now, even though it's so weird. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the truth is stranger than the fiction. So it's almost like if things are just going way too easy in life, are you paying attention to the actual facts? Are you listening to the universe? Are you listening to that higher soul calling? Just get that check about what's actually going on. Because that moon can want to get lost, and it can want to just, drift away in Pisces. But we got to remember too that with Mercury in Gemini, with Venus in Taurus, and with Mars in Aries, there's so much about the definition of your life, the direction of it, the value of it, and the truth of it, and being able to express that, yeah, it's beautiful to be in a place of, just flow, but also if you're flowing down shit's creek, don't keep flowing down that creek. You know what I'm saying? Take the truth and then start using that creativity to manifest the actual divine beauty that you can have right now. Venus is done with the square to Saturn on Sunday. Thank God, because that's going to be a rough one, just financially and like I said, with people in our lives. So we're going to start to be able to see, what has concrete value in our life and what does not, what has full connection to value in your life and what does not. And you got to surrender to that kind of stuff. Like the stuff that doesn't have the value, bye-bye. Let it dissolve with the moon in Pisces. But also, be willing to see what the universe has in store for you. It's like there's these big doors out there for you. You just got to be willing to step through them, and God's opening them and closing them as we speak. And Eros is getting closer to that square to Neptune at 23 degrees. Juno's getting closer to Neptune. There's a lot of truth to relationships right now, and there's a lot of, mirage to relationships right now that we're building up to. So it's like just the facts are so important, and what's actually happening, without like being too naive or just too overly compassionate. Like, yes, be compassionate and be loving always, but draw boundaries too, because there's something about this weekend that almost wants to have no boundaries, when really there's truth that boundaries need to be had. And that's Venus square Saturn, and that's, the sun at these last degrees of Gemini season. So it's like edgy for truth. It's edgy for what's real and makes sense in your life, and bringing that fully to the table. We're also going to see the moon make a nice sextile to Uranus to finish off Sunday. So I think that there's like solid, out of the box understandings that the universe is showing to you, and you can really feel them, and you can use that, extremely powerful creative insight to really push you somewhere, to take you further. But again, the truth is so important, and Venus is going to start making that trine over to Pluto. So it's like it's almost like, with death always comes rebirth, and this can be some really positive rebirth stuff if you're willing to, be honest and truthful about where you want to go right now and what the story that you're creating is. Um, you don't want to not do that. Even Black Moon Lilith is going to start making that sextile over to Mars in Aries. So, the more kind of like badass, like bad bitch you are, um, it's going to be helpful too. It's going to help you like just say what you need to say, because the more you hold back your truth, the less you're valuing yourself, and it's going to show up, and the universe is going to say you're not valuing yourself. So this is what you're going to manifest when you need to value yourself on a higher level for the best right now, and it'll show up and get defined for you. Um, yeah. So it's quite the weekend, strong weekend for the planets. Even that moon in Pisces is doing great. So look at that. 4, 1, 7, 12 Venus. Damn. Coming off a square to Saturn too. That's impressive. So, your value right now is the strongest thing, and that's going to help you build better relationships to everything that you want right now that you're trying to define and open up for your story. You have to be open to receive that, but you have to be able to receive it from yourself first. And the only way to do that is to be in your truth, speaking it, being mutable, changing things up, going with the divine flow, not necessarily the ego's flow. We have this strong ego with Mars and Aries. That's good, but make sure that it's connected to where the signs are really pointing in your life, and then be blunt about those signs, and you'll be good to go. So, happy to be back with you all. Ready to go home and sleep in my bed. It's been a long time. Feels like this whole month of June I've been gone, which really, aside from like 3 days this month, I have been gone. So, sending you all the best, and if you're going to be at Disclosure Fest, holler at me. I'd love to meet you. And shout out to everybody that went to Don't Trip. That was so much fun. Shout out to the Don't Trip crew. It was amazing. And yeah, just so happy to connect and be a part of that. It was beautiful. All right. Oh my God, the devil card. Upright. It can feel like we're like a little chained up this weekend, and that's just like, if you're feeling suppressed in some area of your life, it's time to break out of that. It's time to change the pattern. It's time to not be so dependent on these other material sources or these other things outside of ourselves. We're keeping ourselves from the really good things and the really angelic things by playing into what's actually causing more kind of like pain and suppression that doesn't need to be there. King of Wands upright. Really being in that place of asserting your power and your creative potential, and like, being blunt, being real about where it is you want to go and create right now. And you have to own that level of confidence. You have to own that level of, assertiveness within yourself, and you'll get what you want, and you'll be able to have a lot of fun and really enjoy this weekend too at a very like mature level, because this is a weekend like of big like spiritual maturity, if you will. And 7 of Wands in reverse. It doesn't have to be about fights. It's not about like, putting the blame on others, or, having people like turn on you. Like, and if people are turning on you because you're giving their truth, clear sign. But it doesn't have to be that way. It just has to be like, it might be hard to stand your ground, but at the same time, it won't be, because you're going to be on that throne of inner power, and unchaining and restraining yourself from a lot of things that have been showing up consistently that just have to phase away so that these great changes can be made. Or else, I'm telling you, Monday is going to be a circus, especially financially in the world. Don't trip. Just create value in your life right now. You'll be fine. All right. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. School's going to drop soon too. So if you're interested in that school, please leave a comment too about it. I'm so excited to do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be webinar style, and live, and then I'll have it up later for anyone who buys on my website. But super pumped. So check out that. I will have it on my Instagram, and I'll probably post it in here, and I'll start talking about it a bunch too. But looking forward to it. All right, have a beautiful weekend. I'll catch you all next time. Much love. Peace.